Jason's life is beginning to unravel. His grades have slipped, he's moody, he doesn't talk to his friends, and he has stopped showing up for practice. Jason's friends know he has been experimenting with drugs, and now they're worried he has become addicted. Defining an addiction is tricky, and knowing how to handle one is even harder. What are substance abuse and addiction? The difference between substance abuse and addiction is very slight. Substance abuse means using an illegal substance or using a legal substance in the wrong way. Addiction begins as abuse or using a substance like marijuana or cocaine. You can abuse a drug or alcohol without having an addiction. For example, just because Sarah smoked pot a few times doesn't mean that she has an addiction. But it does mean that she's abusing a drug, and that could lead to an addiction. People can get addicted to all sorts of substances. When we think of addiction, we usually think of alcohol or illegal drugs. But people become addicted to medicines, cigarettes, even glue. Some substances are more addictive than others. Drugs like crack or heroin are so addictive that they might only be used once or twice before the user loses control. Addiction means a person has no control over whether he or she uses a drug or drinks. Someone who's addicted to cocaine has grown so used to the drug that he or she has to have it. Addiction can be physical, psychological, or both. Physical addiction. Being physically addicted means a person's body becomes dependent on a particular substance. Even smoking is physically addictive. It also means building tolerance to that substance so that a person needs a larger dose than ever before to get the same effects. Someone who is physically addicted and stops using a substance like drugs, alcohol, or cigarettes may experience withdrawal symptoms. Common symptoms of withdrawal are diarrhea, shaking, and generally feeling awful. Psychological addiction. Psychological addiction happens when the cravings for a drug are psychological or emotional. People who are psychologically addicted feel overcome by the desire to have a drug. They may lie or steal to get it. A person crosses the line between abuse and addiction when he or she is no longer trying the drug to have fun or get high, but has come to depend on it. His or her whole life centers around the need for the drug. An addicted person, whether it's physical or psychological addiction or both, no longer feels like there is a choice in taking a substance. Signs of addiction. The most obvious sign of an addiction is the need to have a particular drug or substance. However, many other signs can suggest a possible addiction, such as changes in mood or weight loss or gain. Signs that you or someone you know may have a drug or alcohol addiction include psychological signals. Use of drugs or alcohol as a way to forget problems or to relax. Withdrawal or keeping secrets from family and friends. Loss of interest in activities that used to be important. Problems with schoolwork, such as slipping grades or absences. Changes in friendships, such as hanging out only with friends who use drugs. Spending a lot of time figuring out how to get drugs. Stealing or selling belongings to be able to afford drugs. Failed attempts to stop taking drugs or drinking. Anxiety, anger, or depression. Mood swings. Physical signals. Changing in sleeping habits. Feeling shaky or sick when trying to stop. Needing to take more of the substance to get the same effect. Changes in eating habits, including weight loss or gain. Getting help. If you think that you or someone you care about is addicted to drugs or alcohol, recognizing the problem is the first step in getting help. Many people think they can kick the problem on their own, but that rarely works. Find someone you trust to talk to. It may help to talk to a friend or someone your own age at first, but a supportive and understanding adult is your best option for getting help. If you can't talk to your parents, you might want to approach your GLC, school psychologist, relative, doctor, favorite teacher, or religious leader. Unfortunately, overcoming addiction is not easy. It's not a sign of weakness if you need professional help from a trained drug counselor or therapist. Please know that we at Walnut High School want you to be the best version of yourself, and we will support you in any way that we can.